In this video, we're going to walk through how to use Scratch Junior for the first time, which is an iPad app. I'm currently using it on a PC, but all the buttons and settings are the same as working on an iPad. So when you launch the app for the first time, you come to the home screen, and here we can have access to all our different projects that you've created along the way. To get started for a project, you need to hit the little plus button here to load up the screen and create a new project. Once loaded, let's just go through some of the controls. So on this side over here, we have our sprite list. So at the moment, we have tick, our sprite, and we can move the sprites around on this area called the stage to be anywhere we like. We can edit our sprites by clicking on the paintbrush, and we can change the color, add extra lines, change his name at the top here. And once we want to try and commit those changes, we hit the little tick on the right-hand side. If I'd like to add another sprite, I can hit the plus button, and I have a few options. I can either draw my own sprites by clicking on the paintbrush, or I could choose a sprite from the list. Once you're happy, hit the tick, and they'll be imported into your project. So on the stage, you can move your items around on the screen. Across the top, we have some different buttons that we can use. So we've got full screen mode, we've got the grid mode, which is helpful when creating movements. We can change the background mode, so we can actually insert some different backgrounds. So in this first example, I might insert a background here that I've drawn, or you could use some of the predefined ones that we have here already, and then hit the tick. We have ABC, so we can actually enter text onto the screen, and then we have jump back to the start position. So what that means is that we can click this thing back here and move our item around, and we can reset the position of our sprites on the page, and then the green flag will also be used to start our program. So when we click on the different sprites, we get access down here to our programming panel, and a bit like the regular Scratch, we have different categories. So for our first little part of the program, what we're going to do is move my character along the red line. So we're in our yellow section. This is how we start our program. We're going to be pressing the green flag, and then we're going to go to the movement section, and here we have arrows. So to move our sprite around. Now, if we click up here on the grid panel, one of these steps is one of the steps on the grid. So if I hit the green flag now, you'll see that tack has moved up one step. Okay. If I hit the green flag again, you'll notice that she goes back to her starting point. And if I hit on this button here, she'll jump back to where she had started. So if I wanted to, you see that as I drag her around the grid space, number 5 has been highlighted there. So I can start adding some different things in. I can click on this and maybe make it go up 3 steps or 5 steps, whatever it might be. And then I might want to move across to the right. So I might make her move maybe another 5 steps. All right, so we're practicing sequencing activities together, which is really, really cool for the junior kids. All right, so we've got the different steps there, turning around and so forth. Some other things that we can do is we can get them to say a message. So we can get them to say hi. So this time we can run along, and then it will have a little bubble. It will say hi. We can also grow and shrink our sprites. We can hide and show them, which are pretty more advanced features. So in the next video, we're going to show you how to do some more animation and some more advanced features using Scratch Junior.